In today's episode of The Little Shot, we're talking about humour at work. And I'm not being funny if I say, watch out with how you use it. Poorly applied humour can get you in a whole lot of trouble, as you'll soon see. If you're sitting back at work avoiding jokes, I can see why. Because the challenge with using humour is frankly that what can feel so damn funny to you can be so terribly offensive to the other person. So how can you get the best out of humour at work to capture the benefits of humour? When humour is well applied to the moment, it can reduce stress, decrease interpersonal distance, and even in some instances, secure power. But if poorly used, ouch! Humour can really hurt. In fact, one researcher conjectures that negative humour can result in repression, humiliation, degradation, and intentional or unintentional distress in organisations. So, it pays to do your humour homework and identify the no-go zones carefully. Humour is an area that gets lots of interest from linguists, organisational psychologists, speech pathologists, and even neuroscientists. So what do you need to know to help you use it more effectively in a science-based way? I recommend you understand the core categories of humour first, and this is what we'll cover in today's episode. Let's start at the very beginning, the best place to start. How can we define humour at work? Well, according to Eric Romero and Kevin Crewthirds, organisational humour consists of amusing communications that produce positive emotions and cognitions in the individual, group, or organisation. They suggest 5 core humour styles in their paper, The Use of Humour in the Workplace. And let's review these styles right now so we can have a joke with our colleagues safely later today. Our first style of humour is affiliative humour. This is the type of humour style that is behind a joke that centres on socialising. It can include things like funny stories for the group, insider group jokes. Using this humour works well in many cases because it builds rapport. But take care. Insider jokes can make those around you who aren't on the inside feel extremely left out. Tread with caution. Before cracking a joke, make sure you screen your audience. Are they familiar with the background? Is the content appropriate? Would the outcome of the joke bind the group together or make someone feel different and as an outsider? If so, shut up and keep the joke to yourself. Our next style of humour is self-enhancing humour. This humour is usually centred on you and how you see yourself, especially when you crack a joke. And the joke is designed to enhance your image compared to everyone else in the group. This style of humour can appear neurotic and egocentric, and it certainly does detract from the team by focusing on your own personal assets. Our third style of humour is aggressive humour. This humour thrives on manipulation and power. It's the classic case where someone at work may have cracked a joke about you and you felt like you're the subject of ridicule. This humour is only funny to the person who's feeling superior. Everyone else is going to feel like a piece of dirt when jokes that adopt the aggressive humour style hit. I think that aggressive humour is below the belt and it should always be avoided. Some researchers link this style of humour to reduced agreeableness and even higher levels of neuroticism in the user. Number 4 is mild aggressive humour. Also not my favourite, but apparently it's not all bad if you like a team to conform. I mean, researchers recommend that mild ridiculing humour can make people fit the box more. I don't like this style, however. Why would you want everyone to work and fit in the same manner? There's a lot of growth and creativity in teams that are diverse, so don't use jokes to make people blend in or lay low. It lacks empathy no matter how playful you think you're being. Our final style of humour at work is self-defeating humour. In this case, you're using your humour to put yourself down to get acceptance from the group. This is the typical self-deprecating humour that I strongly recommend you avoid. And if you want to know why, make sure you watch this episode, which I've linked below. You may find yourself using this style of humour to voice concern about your abilities when you're stressed, or even if you're worried people may think you take yourself too seriously. But I recommend you take yourself seriously. There's a difference between arrogance and self-respect. Don't make jokes at your own expense that make you appear less competent. It may increase your approachability, but at what expense? Loss of your status at work? Avoid it at all costs. I think that you can see from the 5 given humour styles that it's best to put affiliative humour in the front seat, but to take care in the process and tread lightly in all things, because gender, ethnicity, culture, religion, and numerous other factors need to be taken into account to get the desired outcomes when you engage in a joke. There's no prescriptive approach to leveraging humour at work, and I recommend that you focus on building rapport at all costs and maintaining a flexible balance in your communication between diplomacy, assertiveness, and persuasion, while demonstrating a logical message, higher empathy measures, and a solid vocal presence. How you communicate at work will determine the quality of your relationships and career progression. It's really common to feel at odds with the crowd at work and to struggle to find the right words or voice tone to use. If you're feeling like your impact is not felt at work, you'll probably start to notice yourself participate with less comfort and confidence. Today, I want to encourage you to put some strategies in place. You're at work a lot, and there's no need to feel uncomfortable or self-conscious on the job with a bit of strategy and support. Make sure you get the tools you need to thrive and speak up at work before it's too late. And if you're stuck, you know where to find me. Thank you so much for watching this little shot. I hope it's given you a nice, strong burst of communication fuel to power you forward for the week ahead. Remember, your voice matters, so don't leave it at home. Speak up and stay on your game, and I'll see you next time. Ciao!